Hey there, EC&I 832. This is my summary of learning for the fall 2024 section. And I don't I don't know how this will go, to be honest with you. And I'm going to try to do this in one take, which may not be the best way of doing it, but here we go. So when I got the opportunity to teach this course back in, I think, July or August, it was a little bit of I mean, I was very, very excited to do so, but also a little daunting in that I hadn't taught since 2019, and I'd never taught this particular course. So, I was fortunate. My relationship with Dr. Alakoros is such that I could call upon him and say, "Hey, what what can you share with me?" So he was gracious enough. He shared everything with me, and so I wasn't starting from scratch. So, it started with a syllabus, and I looked it over, and really I didn't have anything a whole lot to do anything differently with it. However, I did include this section on generative AI because that was obviously something that was going to be a big part of this and part of my learning throughout this course. And the rest of it was pretty straightforward. And I made a couple of tweaks and changes. And then again, as you see, I think near the bottom of this, whoa, I have this, right? I always kind of like to give people that choice. So those are sort of my early spins on the syllabus, which is okay. I'll talk more about some of those things in a second. And then we go to U of R courses, and again, I kind of followed the ways in which Alec had used it, and I know, and Alec would admit it too. We're not using this platform to the degree that it could be utilized. I'm just not a big LMS kind of guy, and so it was never going to be a space that really did more than just sort of house information. In hindsight, like I realized even the way I've kind of structured these weeks is a little awkward, and sometimes I'm even confused with the way I've put the dates in and so forth. So I need to kind of clean that up and think through perhaps a better way, and maybe even just learn how to use this software to a greater degree. But I mean, it sort of served its purpose. We didn't spend a lot of time here. Even things like course email, I wasn't always checking, and so a lot of you didn't use that, which leads us to Discord, which again is not really a space that I had used a whole lot really for only a few places. And again, just thinking of like what would be a place where people can have a little bit more casual conversations, kind of post whatever, not a lot of worry about what you're posting here. And I mean, I'm giving myself somewhat of a positive grade or whatever assessment in this area in that it did serve that purpose. And I realize it's not for everybody, and that's fine. But I did like the fact that there were people that were, even this off topic section was kind of fun because it just allowed people to just, share a little bit more randomness. So again, if we look through it, we had pretty good uptick in this kind of area. And so that became a really important part. And then even a few of these other places to check in. So feel pretty good about the way in which discourse was used. Then, of course, a big place was your blogs. I mean, this is where you're doing a lot of your kind of regular thinking. And I have to say, really, really pleased with the way that you all kind of engaged in that. Commenting and so forth was really pretty powerful. So I thank you for all that. And again, I know for some of you, this is going to be more of a space you'll utilize in the future. But I would say this, like whether you choose to continue to blog or not, and I know percentage would say most of you won't. I hope you take some solace and some, thinking about the idea of reflection, which is really what blogging kind of represents, and teacher reflection and reflection in any capacity is always an important part of anyone's learning. So I just think it's a great place to do it because you kind of can have that record of it. So whether it's a journal or a blog, keep thinking about that in the future. And then we moved, of course, to our weekly sessions. And I'm not going to go through each of these individually. And a lot of these people are people that I've in the past kind of had do this kind of thing. Alec is somebody that I've had do that before. Wes Fryer are people. Some of these people I've never invited them before. So Andrew McLuhan being somebody I just got to know early in the year and or later in the year, and was really excited to have him on because of his history and background. And so I think what I hope I offered you in this case is really my sort of lingering gift to you beyond this course is in that this is something that I hope you'll stay connected with these people in one way, shape, or form. And so again, thank you for all your reflections on that. And I'm just going to kind of close with one post here from Miranda that I think kind of summarizes a lot of the thinking, and this post that she writes about kind of the complexity of it, right? Like sort of sometimes feeling really good, sometimes feeling like we kind of understand it, and then the next time getting topsy-turvied. And I think that's a really good place to leave you. I don't know that you had to finish this course with a whole bunch of answers, but certainly a lot of questions. So thank you all for your contributions. Really, really grateful for all of you, each and every one of you, in the ways in which you contributed and engaged in the course. And I have lots to learn, certainly moving forward. But again, thanks for the opportunity and all that you've done and all the work you put in this course. Thanks.